Course Nation, Sanbonan Bafetu, and welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQB. Now, on today's video, Bafetu, we're going to talk about both Tabocele and Onjabulo Blom. By the way, it's spoken by Letulenyane. Now, Bafetu, obviously, it's something that I know a lot of people are not interested in hearing, but it's something that we have to talk about because looking at what Letulenyane said in terms of the boys, definitely it is true, and at the same time, it is something that I believe Uguti now as players, it's something that they need to show up. They need to show up, they need to be there and make sure Uti they fight for those spots and make sure Uti Mabakona we understand that they are there. So we have both Tabocele and Onjabulo Blom. Looking at both of those players, and Jabulo Blom has been now struggling in terms of game time, being a starter. Now obviously Timagafiga, he performed very well for me. He was playing as a 6, I believe, and yeah, he was doing exceptionally well. And then Konomuntuela were injured on the right back. We did not have a right back, and then some introduced on the right back where he played okay, not the best, but I think he played okay. And then he was not that good, to be honest. He was there, but he was not that good for me. I think he needed, a bit of pace and, playing a player in a position that very obviously he's not used to playing it. So that was, one of the limiting factors when it comes to Onjabulo Blom. And then on the other hand, we have Tabocele, which so far, Omjita, ever since he came to Nashorena, he has solidified his position. And Kumbule, we signed him as a free agent, and yeah, he's doing exceptionally well. It's like who is the player that is on loan, and then Blom as the player that has permanently been given a contract. So according to Letulenyane Bafetu, he believes that both the players are struggling with the challenges that they need to adapt to a PSL. So this is what he said on Far Post. He says, I feel like Blom struggles are the same as Tabocele's. They are both struggling with intercity since arriving from Europe. So I think for some reason, because we know Blom, because he played in the league before, we have become too hard on him. He will need time to readjust. Unfortunately for Blom, as I said, he was here before and people are not expecting him to struggle with intensity. But the truth is, when he wasn't here, he needed to adjust to a different space and a different way of doing things. Now he needs to readjust and he will need time. I'm sure when he gets the intensity that is required for the PSL level and manages it properly, he will definitely be a key player, he concluded. Perfect. Well, in some situations, yeah, I might agree with Letulenyane, but again, like he said, Omjita has been here on the PSL before. Obviously, we expect him, to be able to quickly adjust. Melas with okay, manje, I'm playing on the PSL. I need to be like this. St. Louis City, he was struggling with game time. We did not understand what was going on, and then Basneza on the loan, and then now we have him. I think we were struggling with the number 6, and then we played him. Those games, I think he performed. But at a later stage, like I've said, he ended up, deeping in form. So that was something that I was quite not happy about in terms of Onjabulo Blom. But I wished for him, to give us the performance. I've been here before. I know how the street works. I know what to do. So far, if you look at our recent games where he was introduced, played as a number 6, he was not, that convincing. The only player who is convincing so far, for me, Tabocele, definitely. But I hope he doesn't get an injury, because most of those players, whenever they get injured, and then when they come back to the game, that's what I've noticed about Kaizer's players mostly, especially this season. Whenever they come back from an injury, the players are no longer the same. For example, look at Gaston Sereno. When he came back from injury, look at the Gaston Sereno that we had at the beginning of the season, who was, taking charge, taking chances. Someone who was not scared, to be able to take those shots. But now he's no longer the same. And then look at Umduduzi Shabalala. Ever since he came back from injury, he's been there trying to get back where he was, but ever since that injury, he's no longer the same. we had a player like Edson Castillo. I know maybe we need to give him some time, but ever since the injury, Kumbula, before the injury and then after the injury, compare those players, you will see there's something that is totally different with those players, So it is something I understand ukuthi kuyenzwa yini. Look at Ashley Dupree scored goals, a lot of them at the beginning of the season, I believe. We even scored against the Richards Bay. He was there. He scored on the first, league counter, where he was able to convert, a few chances, and obviously he got one in. But this time around, he was nowhere to be found. So I don't know what happens whenever they get injured when they come back to the starting 11. That is the problem that I've noticed with most Kaizer players. So I hope by time Iskati Masamba, the players will eventually realize what they need to do, and also the team, the management, they need to make sure what they help those players, because that is something that is affecting the whole team, not just one player, but it's affecting the whole team, because we rely on that player. We say, Naranjani, this player is going to give us this and this and this and that. But Magaboya from an injury, they don't give us that unless it's a long-term injury. Look at the long-term injury of Edmondson Dove. When he came back solid. Look at the long-term injury of Dylan Solomons. He came back solid. So if anyone has an idea out there with this sort of behavior or sort of things, you can let me know down in the comment section below. And yeah, another thing before video, remember the match that was supposed to be played on the 30th of March of Kaizer Chiefs, Kaizer Chiefs and Golden Arrows. Now it has been moved, not postponed, it has been brought down. Obviously now it's going to be played on the 29th of March. The 29th of March will be Saturday, and then Sunday we have a day off. So the match was supposed to play on the 30th of March. Now it's going to play on the 29th. And then also, Mamelodi Sundowns and Isikukuna United, I think the date have been confirmed. I'm not too sure what but I did see here, and I saved Isikukuna United versus I did save the dates. Where are the dates? So yeah, but we're waiting to see who's going to win. May 28. So they will be playing Friday, next week Friday. They will be playing the quarterfinal, and then we're gonna see who's going to win. And mind you not, Buffet, Mamelodi Sundowns will be coming back. Most of their players will be coming back from a FIFA break. I'm sure one come player wabo adlala ngale national squad. Not that I'm bitter, obviously. I'm just trying to make a point to when they come back from national duty, most of their players will be tired. Some of them will be injured. How they are going to play. And then Badladen is Kukuna United, which currently I believe is being run by Eric Tinkler, I think. I'm not too sure, but I think it's Eric Tinkler who's currently in charge of his Kukuna United. And yeah, I don't know about it too, but I definitely do know Uti Umchita knows how to beat Mamelodi Sundowns. So if they're not careful, they might get knocked out on the quarterfinals. But if they're very careful enough, then they might advance to the semi-finals, which will be played as I've confirmed on the 12th and also on the 13th. So the venues and kickoff time will be confirmed sooner or later on, like I've said in the last video. So yeah, I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.